Hello, both Greek and English exegesis of Revelation students, and welcome to week 2 in our class. This week we have a combined welcome video because most of the tasks that you all will be doing as English exegesis students and Greek exegesis students are actually going to be shared for this week. There's only one thing that is unique to what the Greek exegesis students will be doing. So congratulations on making it through week 1. In week 2, we would have what I would call a relatively light week as far as content and things that you need to do goes. You might decide otherwise after you get through the week, but let's move over and see what we have going on this week. So our topics, we're dealing with the world of the text, sort of continuing our march through the hermeneutical circle. Last week we talked about the world in front of the text, started with that. This week we turn to the world of the text. Next week we'll get to the world behind the text. We're going to talk about word studies as a part of engaging the world of the text, and Step Bible, which is a tool that you will become familiarized, or you will familiarize yourself with this week. So, as to our objectives related to those topics, we are introducing the world of the text. I'm going to be doing that in lecture format, and you're going to be engaging the world of the text in some lecture pauses, and if you're a Greek exegesis student, in an assignment. And that assignment is going to be related to word studies. So this is our second objective here, to learn about word studies, and for Greek exegesis students, begin a word study. So you'll notice that the assignment for this week is part 1 of 2. You'll finish up that part 2 a couple weeks from now. We're going to kind of scaffold and spread out that assignment. The next one is to explore stepbible.org. We'll talk about what Step Bible is in that word studies video, but it is essentially a web-hosted free Bible software that is particularly useful. It's really useful for both English and Greek exegesis students, but there's some Greek tools that are going to be particularly helpful to those of you who are Greek exegesis students. And our last objective here is to identify the different hermeneutical worlds in an assigned reading. So this is what the forum assignment is going to ask you to do, is sort of be on the lookout for these different hermeneutical worlds that we've been addressing in the first 2 weeks and then into the third week in the reading from Alan Bosak. You didn't really get to see that right here, Comfort and Protest. So as to our readings, we are reading not only Alan Bosak, the first 39 pages of it. This is the preface, the foreword, and the introduction to the book, where Bosak is going to start sort of moving us towards Revelation. You read Revelation its entirety last week, and Bosak is going to get us a little bit more into some scholarship on Revelation, which we haven't done much of yet, but we're going to start moving that way with Bosak, and we'll get even more of it next week when we start to engage the world behind the text, and specifically the world behind Revelation. We are also continuing our march through Michael Gorman's Elements of Biblical Exegesis. We have about 70 pages, the second third of this book here. So as a reminder, you should think of this sort of as really, in many ways, a handbook. So there is lots of good information in here, and I want you to read it from page 69 to page 138, but also think of this very much as a reference tool for this class and also for the future. So when you notice it's sort of reference-y as you read, that's because it is. And then lastly, on Moodle, there is a short chapter from a book called Exegetical Gems from Biblical Greek on word studies. And it sort of lays out there why word studies are a good thing and how to do them. And in the lectures, I'll sort of build on and give you some of the same and supplemental information to what Dr. Merkel does in this chapter on word studies that's included on Moodle. So as to what you will be doing besides those readings, how you will be getting your thoughts out there sort of to the course community and to me as the professor, everyone, both Greek and English exegesis students, will be engaging in the same forum. And what you're going to be doing in that forum is, as you read through Bosak's Comfort and Protest, you're going to be on the lookout for where the different hermeneutical worlds show up. What elements of what Bosak writes engages the world behind the text, what elements engage the world of the text, and what elements engage the world in front of the text. And we're going to ask you to identify particular quotations for each one of those three worlds. So that you're going to be giving a quotation for the world behind the text, a quotation for the world of the text, and a quotation for the world in front of the text. And bonus points, but there are no points in this class, so just bonus street cred. If you can find places where those different worlds sort of come together, where they butt up against each other in the Bosack reading as well. And I give you that instruction in the forum instructions. So that's the form everyone will be doing. And then for those of you who are in the Greek exegesis class, your Greek assignment for this week is going to be starting that word study, as I mentioned earlier, using Step Bible in particular as a tool. So as you sort of explore Step Bible, there's a document that you will submit to the Dropbox that you will complete, a Word document that you'll sort of fill out on the basis of some of the work you do on a particular word in Revelation from perhaps the passage or one of the passages that you raised questions about last week that you might be interested in working on sort of as we continue our march through the semester. So I will see you in the forums, and those of you who are residential students, I will see you in person on Monday.